Trixie.
How are you?
So welcome back to C2C. It must have been 2017. I think, does it feel like?
I think it was, yeah.
A couple of years ago?
Yeah.
So, and you're from Louisiana. Have I got that right?
Originally, yeah.
Originally.
Sorry, this is the first bottle of water I've had in my hand.
This is a clean glass, if you want, or whatever. You carry on. So, what would be what have you been up to in the last couple of years? I guess we should ask you. I've been noticing, one of the things I've noticed is that this streaming now that everyone's doing, it isn't just new stuff, is it? So it's, a big hit you had 5 years ago. There was one of your songs that's done 100 million or something streams. Which song is that?
Wanted, yeah.
So that was at least 6 years ago. But this is great, isn't it? So songs possibly going to have a longer life because they stopped playing them on the radio, but they're still there.
Yeah, I think that's one of the beautiful things about it. I think my guess is that's why we've all embraced it so much. It's because it's less of a, or I guess it's just more of it's an open platform. Anything goes. Every artist can put their own fingerprint on how they release, when they release, how often, how much. And for me personally, it allowed me to keep in contact with the fans. While I knew I was working on a new album that I wasn't ready to put out yet, there were still songs that I wanted out. And so it works both ways. It was able to give life to older songs. It was able to give life to songs that won't make the album, but just kind of update fans on where we are. It's a bit of a cross between social media and a music outlet.
But it makes sense. But people are going to make, in a few years' time, they're going to say, do you remember those days when we had to make 12 songs? And
I hope we don't have to say that. I'm going to miss making albums.
Yes.
I do love making
It's mixed blessing, I guess. Yeah. So let's go to the people here from all over the place. Who's got the first question now?
Yes.
Gentleman in the middle. We get a microphone. Got some interesting accents here today.
Hi, I'm Tommy from UK Country News. Welcome to C2C 2019.
Thank you.
So you're 7 years old, you're at the White House, the President of the United States.
Is this going to be a political question?
No.
My publicist warned me.
It's all music questions here.
It invites you out onto the stage and you perform. Were you aware of how big a deal that was back then? And can you draw on that? If I can do that, I can do anything.
Wow. What a statement. Well, I was aware as much as my mom and dad had told me, right? Like, hey, son, this is a big deal. But looking back now, and now, really appreciating politics and things as a 27-year-old, because obviously I think we all go through a little stage where all of a sudden we realize that it matters. And I think I wish I'd have known back then where I was and what I was experiencing. But how can you? You know what I mean? I had no idea. I mean, I just, I saw people as people, and which is, I guess, a good thing. It lessens the chance you're going to get nervous and get in your head, which I'm really good at. And so I think that was a blessing back then to not realize it. But I had no idea. But that's a great point. It is fun to look back at the things. I do not like looking back that much because I get stuck in things. But it is nice to look back on it with that perspective, and that's a beautiful perspective that, if that happened when I was 7, then literally anything is possible. Yeah.
Which president was it?
Clinton.
Clinton, right. Next question then.
Hi, Rose Allison for Tenstro magazine in France. One of the biggest door for country music in France is line dance. So the dancers really love to dance on your music, especially on Everybody or You Should Be Loved. They are the most popular dances on your music in France. And what is your feeling about this? Some people write choreographies on your music.
Wow, I would have never thought about that. And that's awesome. When you said that, I was like, what do I have that fits in that category? I'm relieved to hear that I do somehow fit in that category. That's awesome. I love that. It's so funny because that's just not something I would think about. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I'm a bit speechless, honestly. My guess is that's probably going to be in my head as I program the playlist for this next album. And I'll be thinking about that.
Maybe when you go to France, you're going to have to visit one of these line dance clubs.
It sounds like we're going to have a different set list for our show in France, which I'm all about. I'm all about it.
Dan.
Hi, I'm Dan from Real Life.
Hi, Ben.
You revisited One Two not too long ago, but kind of a new arrangement on it, and I was interested into kind of how that came about and how much it was to kind of revisit that from George.
Well, what we were talking about with streaming, One of the things that I love doing, we did it with the 21 Project, and the 21 Project wasn't really as much of a statement as it was an experiment. And it was a chance for me to try new things and to see going forward where different things would fit. The acoustic project got such a great response, which made me really happy because I love working on things like that. After you make an album, you tend to want to reimagine it sometimes because you're still in that headspace. And it was one of those things we redesigned in the show because we played it 10,000 times, which is a great thing. But I've learned that I feel like I can do remixes of songs or acoustic versions of songs, different versions of songs, and that's where the fans will go to find them. And they know to find them there, and so I think we've just kind of, honestly, if anything, we've just made a better effort at, or the team has made a better effort at giving me the space to go and reimagine these songs, and knowing that there is a place for them to be, and the fans know where to find them.
That's interesting. So, next question.
About a competition winner called Alice, who'd love to ask you a question. She's a huge fan.
I'm sorry, I'm really fangirling right now.
I'm honored. Thank you.
Oh gosh. I love Invisible and Rescue. They are like my flashlight. They are like my favourite songs. They're really relatable.
I'm doing all three of those tonight.
Oh my gosh. If you could sing with anybody, alive or dead, who would it be?
Oh, damn. That is a great question. Well, Shawn Mendes has been teasing me for years. He's tweeted and answered interview questions with my name, and I've been trying to make that happen because I think that'd be really fun. I'd love to do a collab with him. There's tons of people on my list right now, and I'm totally caught off guard. There's actually a new guy that I just discovered. The same writers that wrote with me on Heartbreak wrote with him on my favorite song of his called Hang Ups. It's Scott Hellman. And I want to do something with him. Still want to do something with Punch Brothers. Still, like everybody else in the world, would love to sit down with Ed Sheeran at some point, if I can get on that list. I think I'm on that list. I'm just a way down. Because I feel like everybody's worked with Ed Sheeran but me. Not a reference to a song title, but I would love to still work with him. I hope that answers your question.
We'll just have two more. Oh, please. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Margaret Sam from UKCountryRadio.com. You just mentioned Heartbreak, your first single in 3 years. Tell us about it.
There's a lot to say about it, but I'll put it simply. I scrapped everything in the beginning of last year. We had written close to 200 songs for this new album, and I've all but basically erased all of it. Decided to start over, write about the things that I needed to write about the things that mattered to me, rather than what do I think is going to, please an industry or please, the team around me, but more importantly, what do I need? And Heartbreak was one of the first songs I started journaling on a trip by myself, and the lyrics didn't make any sense, but the gist of it was I was trying to write to my future better half, knowing that I haven't met her yet, didn't know anything about her, but I knew she was out there somewhere. I took that into the room with Tog, Simon, and Gordy, and they brought the song to life, and it's a perfect example of how this sort of project, this album, has been a result of topics I've never covered before. I've never written a song quite like that, as far as like just to a stranger that I'm in love with. But I do love the optimism of it, and I think that song perfectly embodies the mystery and the optimism of the entire album. And it encapsulates that in one song, and it really speaks from my place of looking towards the future with this sort of mysterious optimism. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, that's a hand from the Royal National. How are you?
Good to see you.
I just wanted to ask about the one-shot video. How hard or easy is it to film in that part of Nashville? Was any of it planned? Were all the people surrounding just randomly there? Did you have people?
We created a problem for ourselves with that video, and I shouldn't confess this because I feel like now they're never going to give me a budget for a video again, but that was literally my buddy BG, who you'll probably see running around here, and about 10 of our best friends. And we decided we wanted to do that. We thought it would be fun. It was a perfect place for one shot. So that's not the official video, right? But alongside the animated video, which I would encourage you all to check out, there's a lot of hard work put into that, but that was another video that we wanted to do, and we just decided we would go out in the middle of Nashville one night, 2 takes max, one take all the way through, no edits, walk down the street on 2nd Avenue, the most chaotic place to be in Nashville at 9 p.m. And we literally did it with a bunch of friends on no budget. I think the biggest expense was the bar bill afterwards, where I bought everybody drinks to thank them for working on the video. But it just goes to show that now it's like content is not about the fanciness, it's about the purity, and the realness of it. And that was real. That was real. I still need to go back and buy a drink for the guy in the shark costume, because he played a crucial role in the video, and I have no idea who he is.
So thank you so much. Very interesting questions, very interesting answers. Thank you very much, and have fun tonight.
Thank you. We'll see you tonight. Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me back.